Can everybody hear me better? Let me know if you guys can hear me and everything.
I'm back. I can hear you.
Okay. Is it a little better than last time?
Yeah, it seems a bit clearer.
I put the mic to where it's having less interference from her side. You'll still hear her. She's watching BattleBots, so...
You'll hear some background noise, but...
Yeah, it's hard not to hear Farouk when he announces everything. He's the announcer for BattleBots. He cracks me up. Typical announcer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't realize I was cracking up. Part of it may be how the mic's picking up things.
Yeah, I could pick up most of what you were saying. I just assumed it was because of the background noise.
That's what I figured too. It'll be nice when Kim's home on some of those Saturdays. It'll be nice because then I can go back to the bedroom back there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, with being dad and kind of watching her, she's been really good. I just don't want to leave her out to her own devices because she's 7.
Yeah. And she's 7-year-old operating on, what'd you say, 5 hours of sleep?
Yeah, that'll go real well. But she's been good. I only one meltdown with you guys, so I mean that's darn good for her.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, I'll get used to this mic. There's ways that it shows you that you can cut down the noise that's coming in from other directions, and that's what I did. I was fiddling with the one setting, so it should allow. So how'd you like your did you get to watch the playback of our session with the GM tips?
Oh yeah, I even shared it with one of my buddies, one of my coworkers. Yeah, it was really cool.
I never know if I'm going to get a lot of feedback. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Positive from what I got.
Yeah, and you shared it to, what was it? Was it like a Reddit or?
I went pretty much everywhere. I shared it to Twitter, to Facebook, or in at least 4 groups there. And then, I think it was one of the other ones, either Reddit or one of the other ones I shared it to. That way it gets lots of exposure and everybody can tune in with it.
Yeah, things like Critical Role and other stuff really just kind of, make it so... I don't know, it's really exploded. And it's kind of cool.
It is, and but in some ways it also shadows the smaller casters too, because everybody compares everything to either Critical Role or how re-roll or a couple of the other ones that are the big ones. And again, those are, I don't like to use the term scripted, but you have actors and actresses that are in them.
Well, and you've got production teams.
Exactly. So they can cut out parts that don't make sense or edit things around. It was funny. I was talking to EVB, and she was wanting to get on one of the episodes with me, but she was really kind of tentative because she goes, "Can we go back and edit it? Things I don't like." I'm like, "I guess we can. It'll take a little longer to get it out there."
Yeah.
Again, I don't think we're gonna. I like it when people go off the cuff, anyways, because for me, it's the genuine person. Whereas you go back and do lots of edits, then when you get to talk to the real person, you're like, "Oh, you're different from the broadcast." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what happens when you edit a lot of things." I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about it, honestly, but I know for me, editing is so hard to figure out that I just can't get down with it.
It's tough. I mean, it really is. Editing can be very tough to really work with. It's not easy to do.
For sure.
But I hope we can do sometime where everybody agrees and we do maybe a live stream on Twitch. It'd be kind of fun just to get everybody's take on us as a group and whether we're fun to watch or not. I think we would be.
Yeah, and Twitch is pretty easy to set up and get into compared to some other things.
It's a fun medium. I mean, there's a lot of people that do that. So, I don't know if you saw, I ended up backing the Angry GM. Angry ended up doing he's going to be doing his own book on GMing.
Really?
He did a Kickstarter on it. His first day, he put his goal at $6,000.
Yeah.
He broke $32,000 on day one.
Wow.
I'm like,
jeez,
good grief.
That's crazy.
It is. And now he's up to $66,000.
What do you do with all of that?
I don't know. I mean, he's going to make a little better content. He said, I'm not going to do a ton of actual additional awards and stuff and rewards just because he says if I need that money, if anything goes wrong, I've got the money. He says, I see a lot of people do those push goals and then they end up, and I've seen a couple of them that have done that. I've subscribed to one or two game systems, and the one I did was, I mean, it's now taken them almost 2 years, and their first print run was horrific. Pages sticking together, all kinds of bad stuff. And the Chinese company, because everybody takes it over to China, wouldn't give them their money back.
No.
Mm-hmm. And you can't sue them because in China they don't give a crap. Their law system, you're not Chinese, so they're not going to defend you.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I hope he does well. I mean, he's got another 20-some days to go, and I'm thinking, you're going to be at $100,000, and you're going to have enough to just support you as a human being.
Yeah, easy. Easy.
Because, I mean, people forget that. Even though you do Kickstarters and everything, and they're labors of love, they're also income. You gotta give yourself and anybody else working for you kind of a salary, in the sense.
Yeah, wages.
Yeah. Otherwise,
especially when you're writing a book.
Yeah, exactly.
Because those are, I've tried doing that before. It's not easy.
No, I mean none of it is. These people that do like the Paizo books and the Wizards, they got their work cut out for them. I don't know how they do it and keep sane some days.
I would almost think that those are a bit easier because you have because you're just doing a kind of book like if you're doing another Ultimate whatever book.
Mm-hmm.
You already have the format. You already have generally what you need to make. It's just kind of a matter of like deciding like what kind of archetypes, certain topics you could do, and you can do it bit by bit. A full-on book where you're deciding all of the content pretty much from what you want can be a lot harder.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like they were talking about how many years they've been working on 2E. They've been working on.
Oh, they've been working on 2E for a minute. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. They've been 3 or 4 years. They've kept it quiet. That's what they said. They're amazed that it didn't get out to the public that they were doing a second edition.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, you've been working on it for years and it didn't leak? Get out of here.
Yeah, that's a labor of people realizing if it leaks, they just lose the gumption that goes behind it. Because you've seen all the posts up there. If you've ever been out there, everybody's been asking for it.
Talking about convertibles?
I wish. No, more game systems, second edition game systems and stuff.
Just heard you talking about leaks. I just assumed.
Yeah.
Well, they were saying that they were surprised that second edition Pathfinder wasn't leaked beforehand.
Oh yeah, it's been. I don't know if you knew, Max. It's been in the works for almost going on 4 years. They've been working on it.
Talk about it. You guys talk about it.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy it doesn't leak because by that time,
Well,
welcome
looking
back, Rodney.
Looking back, it can kind of see that they might have been because a lot of the rules that they'd been proposing for second edition was also in some predetermined form, pre something or other form in the Pathfinder Unchained book for a lot of the alternate rules.
Oh yeah, and that wasn't.
Well, guys,
bad,
I'm going to flip my mic up so you don't have to listen to me chew. But if we get started, and I need to chime in, I'll flip it back down.
No problem. I was just asking everybody if they heard me better. I've worked on one of my buttons on my mic, my adjustments, and it sounds like you guys can hear me a little better.
You're coming in a lot better now. Yeah, definitely. So like I said, I don't know if everybody's here because I've got different screens up, but if we're ready to get started again, that's cool. Like I said, I'm just going to flip my mic up because I just walked in with my lunch and I'm going to be eating, and I just don't want to be chewing in everybody's ear.
Oh, no problem.
No problem.
So if there's a little delay in me in my getting back to you on stuff, it's because I'm flipping my mic up and down.
That's perfect.
I'm sure most of us don't mind. I mean, we'd be doing that if we were there in person anyway.
I just use the mute on Discord most of the time.
Yeah, I just hate to do it. So like I said, it
okay.
shouldn't be a big deal, and I may even be able to talk and you hear me with the mic flipped up. But
sure. No, and that's fine. I mean, whatever works for you guys, as long as when we get in a situation you want to chime in or add something, just do it that way. Again, most of the time I think you guys do that anyway, so it's no big deal.
The other thing, it is hard to stuff food in your face with the mic down, too. So
yeah, because you hear the crunching and the chewing, and believe me.
It's also, there's a mic in the way.
You're talking about me and my nectarine, aren't you?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about me trying to fit food in my mouth.
I'm almost done anyway.
Like I'm hitting the mic with the mic.
I just have gunk on my fingers, and I don't want to touch any of my buttons.
You get sticky gunk all over them, and then they don't work right. That's always fun. So, all right. So basically, you guys continue the dinner with her well into the evening. I don't know if you guys want to ask her about anything else, considering, again, she seems pretty knowledgeable, and there's a very rich history with her people. So there may be other things that she was able to answer for you guys.
Well, in Damien's compulsory flirting with people, he'll probably talk all about their history or anything else they want to talk about.
Well, and you can make the rolls to try to work on her in that way if you want to.
Well, before I touch anything on my computer, I'm going to wash my hands.
That's a good question, and as she looks at Ragni, she goes, there are quite a few. We have seen that they have brought different enemies at different times. In fact, the Papabulla was the most recent. I have seen that they have brought devils, demons, and other creatures with them to cause havoc, even sea creatures from where they're from. So we're not surprised with what they bring. Unfortunately, not so lovely, but yes. She says it's horrific when it comes to the things that they have done to my people. We were many, many more than what we are right now. Right now, she goes, we number probably in the hundreds, where we were many more before that time. She goes, we try to patrol, we try to keep the area clear of such, but they surprise us from time to time, and their patterns of attack are erratic.
You say that they were devils or demons?
Both.
Devils. Oh, both?
Both.
Get out of here.
No. Just different times, different ones. They didn't bring them together, of course, for they would never work together, a devil and a demon. But they have brought creatures from time to time. Some were water demons, some were water devils. It just depends. They're quite persistent in their desire to eliminate us as a people.
Do you know why they targeted you specifically? I assume I'm still talking to Ms. Queen.
Mm-hmm. They target me, I think, because they know it will wound our people.
Yeah, so do you know why they wanted you specifically to be sacrificed?
So that we would not be a problem in the future to them. They assume that I am the strongest of our people, and that so long as my line continues, our people will be strong and united. Once they rip that from the situation, because they know I care for my people so deeply, then I think they believe they can overcome us.
to crush this morale of it, to crush the spirit of your people.
True. She goes, I think what will bring that about is to finish off their numbers. She goes, we've been able to wheedle away at them from different attacks. But if we were to draw them into a more concentrated attack situation, we may be able to truly take their numbers to nothing. And that is our hope with you, is that you can help us in order to do that. We will not leave you to do it alone, of course. My people will fight along with you. We're not asking you necessarily to fight our battles. But we are asking for your aid in helping, especially with the upcoming sacrifice, to stave off them taking my life.
Mm-hmm.
It would, and I hope that you can bring that, Ragni, with you when you do this. And I appreciate each of you for stepping in so quickly to aid a people that before now you have not known.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, you are truly courageous for doing this, and you have our respect. She goes, such weight to sit on the shoulders of the ruler, I know. But my people and their livelihood is important. In fact, I would not ask you to do this for free. I would never ask that. She goes, I can give you much of our wealth. She goes, we can scrape together easily 10,000 gold pieces in value of jewelry and gems and other items that our people have brought together over the years. And hopefully this will be a fair compensation for helping us.
Well, anything for a lady.
She goes, much appreciated. She goes, you are a very honorable person for doing so. She goes, there are other things that we may be able to do as well. There may be an item that we have found that may be of interest, but we'll discuss that more as we get into defeating them as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Well,
go ahead.
To those of to the warriors who were in the battle that we joined in, did they see any of the creatures escape?
No, there were none that escaped. You were able to stop the one. She goes, but we have seen many things that have come. She goes, they are persistent at best.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is I'm trying to determine if they might know that we are here. Maybe they might have some sort of magic that makes that not matter, but if they weren't necessarily watching that battle when we arrived, I'm wondering if they know that we're here right now since we killed all the witnesses who are there.
They might. She goes, we have not... she says, we have not seen necessarily that they are omniscient in knowing what is going on and what we prepare for. She goes, the people, these creatures, they seem like they are defending what they feel is theirs. And they just do what comes to their mind. She goes, we have seen no organized pattern for their attacks, which is good. We fear that if there was an organized pattern, that they would have been more effective in defeating my people. But they've been intermittent.
Yes.
That's a good question. She goes, not on the island necessarily, but maybe the fact that our island takes resources from them. It was, remember, brought here many, many, many generations ago. And that's when the attacks began. So maybe in some ways we have taken up their ocean, their space. But they see us as almost a blight in the way they treat us. It is, for now. She goes, that is the one thing that we have been fortunate in, is that they don't seem to have a central leader that we have been able to ascertain, unfortunately. If that was the case, then maybe we could have stopped this once and for all. It is also to our disfavor as well.
Now, that could also be a point in their favor as well. With no strong leader, there's no quick and easy way to knock out their ability to keep attacking you.
Unfortunately, you're right. But if we can deal them consecutive blows against what they're trying to do, they've seemed to, with wanting to eliminate me, they seem to be more passionate about continuing their goals and amping up their attacks. They're more frequent than they used to be, unfortunately. But with you here, that will hopefully take them off guard. For all they've had up to now is my own people. They do not know necessarily what you are capable of doing. And from what my scouts have told me and what you did with the battle with the Papa Bala, that was significant. And it was not prepared for you as well. So my hopes are that we can deal a blow that is a final blow to their efforts. Unfortunately, morning will come soon enough. She goes, I can give you a very nice place to rest, a larger room that will be of accommodation for you, where you may be and may be undisturbed. She goes, my people will be down the hallway if you need, but looking at your intentions, she goes, I trust that you will be okay in the accommodations we provide.
I'm sure they will be wonderful.
She goes, I appreciate you very much in what you are doing. She goes, I unfortunately hate to put you at such risk with the fact that I know that you have your own things that you need to accomplish. However, we really do need your help, I feel, in order to prevent my untimely demise, she says with kind of a sour, twisting smile on her face. But, she says, I hope that we can also repay you in a way that will allow us to be friends for many generations. So, alright, so she's going to show you afterwards. They bring about some other meals, items for you as a whole, and they then put you up in the following room that's right near this room here. Oh, yep, let's see, righty. Roker naming. That would be helpful, she goes, especially with that.
My thoughts more specifically would be something along the lines of making it look like you're doing a last desperate attack. You might be a little bit more vulnerable than you would be. Letting them attack, finding out that you're actually an illusion of some kind or another, and then we strike back at them.
She goes, if you can perform that, that would be wonderful. She goes, I would rather not be right in the chaining up sequence in order to be harmed.
You wouldn't even have to be there.
She says, I would want to be there of some sort. I would not want to put you to the point of where you are handling this all your own, and that's...
Well, yes, but, I mean, you wouldn't have to be visible or in the... You could be in a position to maximize the damage you inflict upon them and not simply a bait.
She goes, I appreciate that.
I have illusions for that.
Alright.
What if when they come to get the sacrifice, someone were to sneak into their camp and steal all their ship?
She goes, I do not know where their camp is. It would be in the ocean itself, I think, somewhere. But...
That would also make lighting their homes on fire more difficult.
Yes, she goes, they are definitely sea creatures.
Not impossible, just more difficult.
I'm just saying that if someone were to go steal a bunch of stuff,
Sure. It would be, especially if it's Painman, it would be a good thing.
that's just usually my basic go-to plan.
Well, yeah. I mean, it never hurts to bring them down on a few of the items that they would be using or their resources. It would always be a good plan of action, in fact. But yeah, she mulls on it for a few minutes and says to you, she goes, they come at different points on our island. For instance, where we're going to be tomorrow for the sacrifice. That is one point that they've come to the beaches before. She goes, they've also come to other beach points of ours as well. So their pattern of where they come to and where they land and harass us is different every time. They never go to the same place, it seems, twice. So. But yes, she goes, if you could figure out where they come from, that would be a good thing. Yep, you could use the prying eyes. She goes, that would be good. How far from the shore, she says? That's a good question. At least probably a half a mile. For we don't always encounter them if we go down to hunt on the shoreline. But they do come up from the shoreline from time to time. It's almost like they surface. As a GM to players, think about the kaijus, if you've ever seen our two Pacific Rims. Yes.
Yeah.
Think about the kaijus and where they come out. The kaijus had a rift point, but they didn't always necessarily come out of the same rift. They would show up in different places. Yes, there was a central point somewhere in I think it was the Mariana Trench that they came from. But
yeah.
Marinara Trench.
But they always popped up in different places. They wouldn't necessarily, without watching the trench, they could see them come out, but they always would appear at different points. Kind of like they did with the robots in this. Well, yeah, I won't give away too much. I'm going to give away movie things if you haven't seen it.
I've seen the movie.
Have you seen the second one?
No. It came out already?
Oh, yeah, and it's quite good.
Fair enough. No, I haven't seen the second one.
Oh, yeah, it was really good. I mean, I didn't think number 2 would be as good, but it was as good. So,
Good to know.
It'll always surprise you. It always has its twists and turns. And they have, actually, a lot of the cast members, with a few exceptions, are new.
My big movie buying high point recently was the fact that I found Blazing Saddles.
I love Blazing Saddles.
Heck yeah.
That was like greatness. Any of his stuff was greatness. It's like Monty Python, you know? How do you not like Monty Python?
Where's all the white women at?
God, I forgot he said that. That was good.
The random things that were in the... man.
It hurt.
Add it to my watch list. Yeah.
It's just, yeah, you wonder sometimes, and the people that did them just made you laugh all the harder. Candy Graham for Mongo, yes. Candy Graham for Mongo. Oh, God, those hurt. It's just too funny. We've watched a lot of funny movies as of lately, too. I tell you what, though, the one that I gotta say, for actual humor the most, I gotta give Deadpool 2. Even for him, for Reynolds, it's way over the top. But way funny.
Yeah. I heard it was even kind of a parody of Logan, too.
At the end, it is. He goes back. Oh, God. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, but you got to sit through the trailers. You really do at the end. You just got to sit through them.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing. I hurt so hard. I I was laughing so hard I think most people in the theater were looking at me, but it's okay. It was that good. Especially Domino. Domino is, if you haven't gotten to see her character, she's greatness. And and then the fact that he gets X-Force together to the team, and then what happens within the first 30 minutes of them being together is just, I don't know what else to say other than it's just worth watching. It really is.
Great. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, I won't give away most of it, but it's that funny. It is. All right, so if you guys don't have any further questions, she's going to take you to, or have her people take you to your quarters, which, surprisingly, you find is right near where you guys are eating. This door right here is where she brings you into, and there's actual beds that are around. It look like they were either for Maftet or for guests. And she tells you that tomorrow it will be early morning. So most likely you will be up somewhere around 4 a.m. time frame, if you were to put a time frame on it. And if you guys want to do some reconnaissance there, that she was expecting to be chained up there about 5 a.m. So she wishes you well and she says that Rokir, your horse will be taking, or your Pegasus will be taken care of. We'll make sure that she is well fed and billeted for the night. So that way she's ready for you to reconnaissance with in the morning. So, you guys have the night to prep in any way you think would be good.
I will regain the spells that I had expent.
Which will be good.
For a 4th level spell slot, which will be used to recharge my wand, which should be at full by now.
Oh, yeah. It will. It should be at least ready for you. Okay, let's see.
9 to 10 charges, so it should be good if I need more fire in my life.
Nothing like a little bit of extra fire. Alright.
Yep, if it hasn't solved your problem, you're not using enough of it.
Alrighty. So, you guys going to do any prep planning, anything before the night?
Yeah, so what's our plan for this excursion tomorrow?
So Remley's like buzzing around going, yes, are we just going to go rushing down there, or are we going to hide in the skies? Are we going to be invisible? Are we going to come out of the trees? She's just chattering away.
Well, the ring gate provides a hefty advantage of me not needing to be there, because I can just open the ring gate and then do all of my spells through the ring gate.
Which would be good.
So I think I'm gonna stay here and act like I'm just doing the whole thing through a television.
I'm in favor of hiding in the woods, personally.
Yeah.
That's going to work best for me.
Hiding in the woods is never a bad thing. Alright, let's do this. You guys got this.
So I'm going to mark off these for my minions.
Alright. So, Painman in the woods. Can you hear this tree? If you're alone and the tree falls, do the rest of the party hear it when it falls? Or is it just Painman?
I remember playing Baldur's Gate, and one of my favorite characters, and the ones that I usually like to start a romance, Jaheira.
Mm-hmm.
She would always say, if a tree falls in the woods, I done kill the bastard what killed it.
I kill it dead.
Good old fighter druid.
Militant druids, just what you need. You mess with the tree, all right, that's it. You're done. It's over.
Yeah. All right, so...
All right. So you guys basically can put together, formulate the plan. The idea, at least from what you can see from looking down on the shore, let me give you this. All right. So where the little thing is up on the top of the green area in the northeast corner, or the top right corner, is the city of Bouillon, the Golden City. So that's where you guys are. If you look down off the cliff, if you were to stand out where you flew in today, you can see those rocks down there that look like kind of, they're almost like pillar-like rocks. And the middle one out there is where the chains are. So if you look, there's 3 at the top, and then there's 1 in the middle. That's where the chains are. Basically, you can walk out. The water's not that deep. It's probably just above waist height. So for Remley, it would drown her, but the rest of you can be about waist height. And that's where they're going to chain her for the morning. Now, what's going to come, whether it'll be just, a single knuckle levy, or whether it'll be a party of them, or whether they'll bring friends, that you don't know. So.
Okay. So, all right. So out there in the middle of the rocky crags and waist deep water is the chains where she's supposed to be chained up and sacrificed.
Yes. Now it's about neck height where her pillar is out there. You're figuring there's a little bit higher island that's below the pillar that she can stand on, that she's not just going to be chained to her with her body, neck up above the water and otherwise, because they don't necessarily want her to drown before they come retrieve her.
Well, I would have kind of imagined that would be just like a rock that juts out of the splashing water beneath, probably only just above the waterline.
Yeah. But it gives you some shoreline. You could possibly go down the shoreline some. You'd have to check out the shoreline and see how far it goes, but you figure probably several miles worth of shoreline. The island itself looked like it was probably almost 3 miles in length or more itself. Let's see, how far? 400 feet. So, yeah, closer to 4 miles on the for the island itself in length. So,
some sloppy marking.
Let's see, 2 horseshoes. What's she doing there? I have a feeling that Rook. Yeah, exactly. Well, the fact that you can skip across the water, that won't be a bad thing. And literally ride her out across the water if you encounter something in the water. So. Let's see. All right. But yeah, you guys could put, I mean, depending on if you have a way to disguise yourself, like if, well, you guys kind of know the
I was going to get to that in a second.
The subterfuge. But yeah, that's pretty much the open look that you guys had coming in of it.
I don't know if you're cutting in and out or not, Rick. Did you say something?
I did. I just said that's kind of the view you guys had of the island coming in, what I've given you now. This is about the view of the rocks and the island on that side from flying in. If you can hear me on that.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
Okay. All right. I see you, Ragni. Okay, good. All right. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to do this. This may work a little better. All right. Can you hear me a little better if I put it this way? And move the mic a little more.
Say a little bit more, like maybe say a paragraph like describing the island.
All right, the island is about 4 miles by, at its widest, about 2 miles in the center. It is a lot of green, lush, almost tropical area. A lot of trees and copses on it. Again, not necessarily palm trees, but it would be more of your warmer deciduous type of trees, and there's a lot of water.
Okay,
Yeah, it seems like it's good. Yeah.
All right, good.
Yep.
Good. Yay, I'm working. Boy, technical difficulties. First time out with the mic, and I was hoping for less technical difficulties. All right, so I'll let you guys to figure out what you guys want to do for the morning. Yeah, not always, Akeisha, not always.
Yeah, I should have. Only spells I used were fly, and I should get those back. Have all of the health that I need, so. Yeah, I don't know. Like, should I do anything specific, or?
How
Well,
close?
eventually, when everyone gets to the water, I'll end up doing a life bubble on everyone if we need to go underwater. Well, if you guys need to go underwater, because, again, I'll be sitting in relative comfort. And throwing magic out of your horse.
Yeah, Ragni's going to scout, and I guess depending on what Ragni sees, we'll go down there.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to go down there early to scout it all out anyway, because I don't know. I want to be... I mean, I don't have magic or anything like that. And I think in this situation, I want to be using my bow. Void
Okay.
hand-to-hand combat, because I can't take... So... I want to find a good... Boy, this would be a good time to have Haya. Unfortunately, he's not in this adventure. But I'm going to have to do like my best Haya impersonation, so I want to find a nice sniper's nest and just... my bow.
The biggest problem that you're going to have in looking out, and again, your room gives you a view out with a window of that beach. From the highest point, you're going to be looking at, let's see, how high up is the beach from the island itself? Give me a second here and I can tell you. It's literally 100 feet up from the top of the island where you guys are right now, down to the beach. So that's the first obstacle. Then from the beach out to that center rock, you're talking about close to 500 feet away. So you would really be at your extreme end of things as an archer. Not that you can't do it, because archers can fire pretty far depending on their bow, but you're going to be a good 500 feet.
Is there anything on the rock at all that would offer cover?
There could be, or you could set up maybe a barricade somewhere, like Akeisha was talking about, a dugout hole down on the beach. That may not be bad. And you could put driftwood, yeah, literally like a foxhole. You could put driftwood over the area, and then once any type of creature appears to get her, you could throw off the driftwood, and yet still have cover being in that type of hole. If that makes sense. So literally, hang on here, let me get my tool, my drawing tool. So if you wanted, Painvin, you could put something right about here. So, if you can see that on the beach.
See anything?
Let's see, let me get out of this mode because I got to get out of my mask mode. Alright, so exit maximum. Alright, so I got to exit
I'm
this.
just trying to write map up. I just have like a tiny little section.
Yep. Alright, where's my resize? Alright, so let's do this where I zoom in. Hang on, I'm trying to zoom in for you guys. Alright. So do you see that little drawing on the beach down there?
No.
Let me see. Let's do this. I can do this real quick. I'm going to really provide you guys a zoomed in area here. Alright, let's go to my photo image editor. Fortunately, I've got all these to where I can redo these maps. Alright, let's do this. And let's get rid of... Let's crop these bad boys. I'm going to crop out what you don't need. Oh, there you go. This would work right here. So, give me a second here and I'll crop you a piece that'll take you right to that beach. Alright. Okay, let's see. And we want to do crop. Perfect. And then file. Save as. Give me a second here. And that should be what we can work with here. Alright, let's see. Alright, so I need to go back a second here. There it is. So I'm going to slide it down there and then do a save. Alright. Now let's see if I can put this in here to where you guys can see it. So I'm going to take this one, I'm going to get rid of it. I am going to put this in here under images, and then I should be able to get it for you. It takes me about 2 seconds to get this done. So bear with me. Alright. Winner. Where's Blue on Beach? Alright guys, I'm going to put this in here. And let's see what we got here. It doesn't do that. Where is it? Why is it not in there? Alright, I'm going to try this again and see if I can pull this in here. Why did it not come up? Still with me, everybody?
Sort of.
I know, it's kind of like, well, I find this. Alright, let's see. There it is.
Yeah.
Soaking up
It's
divination
a
spells.
bit challenging, Fantasy Grounds. I couldn't sort it out.
I know. I there's some ways I like it, but then there's times that it drives me crazier than a loon. Alright, let's do my gridding. There's my grid. There we go. Alright, so now I can do this, and you guys can see this. Alright. How about that? Does that give you a little better idea?
Things loading now, yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Alright. So that's the area where she gets chained on that little The shore is right there in that area. She gets chained just out at the water at those first two little posts that jut out of the water. The rest of it's just plotted area. Now, as you can see, Max, there's some area that is like a little bit of a fissured area that you could hide in.
Mm-hmm.
And by those two large, what they look to be stone columns, or even behind the stone columns. And
yeah, I think behind the stone columns with my stealth, I think I'm good.
And you can pop out. And you got a clear view of that. I mean, as you use the spy glasses between you guys, you can see easily where that will be. And then, Akisha, you could fly above the water up there if you had something that kept you from being sort of invisible up there. And that would be maybe the better thing, is the more stealth you guys use, the more it pays off. Or have an illusion around you or something else that would keep you from being noticed. So I'll leave you that map. That's going to be the easier area. And each of those is literally a 10-foot square.
I could make each of you invisible for 5 rounds each. I only have... Vanish is the only invisibility spell I can cast on another person. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I would have to use an illusion spell.
Now, mind you...
When I attack anyway. My stealth is good enough.
Now, mind you that Remily can turn her and Muledge invisible. It's part of her abilities. So, really, you have Ragni, Roker... Painvin, you, and Serena.
I can turn invisible too.
Alright, so then you really only have 4 of them then. You could go high enough. In other words, if they're not looking up in the sky, if you go over maybe like to 200 or 300 feet in the air, unless they're looking right up at you and have a way of noticing you, you'll be pretty well out of their line of sight. They're going to be focused most. You get the
depending on the day, though, I can't imagine that she might not be easy to find. I mean, it's just like being out in an area where there's nothing in the sky and like you see a helicopter. I mean, it's just a little black spot against an otherwise either blue or white or blue and white sky.
Unless the weather goes in your favor and is more cloudy in the morning and everything else. So, again, there is weather to be had. I always love weather.
I rarely get to use weather, so this would be cool.
Yep, that's where weather... Again, sometimes I put it into play, but most times you folks have something up to protect you from it. But when it really counts, that's the fun stuff. Alright, so let's look at what kind of weather tomorrow will be. And then you guys will know in the morning. Alright, so there's my dice. Hey. Alright. So,
I am going to make sure that Roker's chain that I have connected to the ring gate I'll be using around its neck is made out of a steel material. Something tough. So it doesn't break off. As long as Roker is comfortable with it.
So, you guys can feel, as the night goes on a little bit, towards about, I don't know, 11 o'clock time frame, a dip in the heat. The island has been pretty much like California-like weather, or Hawaii-like weather.
Any place that's next to a large body of water, really.
But there's a dip, and you can feel it a cooling down. And you can see, as you look out, the moon is, well, what would be the moon in this area is somewhat visible, or the sky, but it's not so clear anymore. It looks like it's got a clouding up of the sky. Maybe. As long as it's not a heavy storm, that's not a bad thing for you. So if it's just a light precipitation, that leads to fog. And fog is everybody's best friend. So, all right. Do you guys plan to get some sleep this night, or just stay up and kind of be ready for the morning and sleep on? For
Yeah.
Get a little sleep.
Damien will have plenty of time to plan, given his lack of need for sleep beyond 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, Serena will definitely be sleeping.
All right. So you get some sleep. About probably 4.5, 5 hours, and there's a light knock on your door. And you can see one of the Maftet women comes in. It's time, she says. If you want to scout things early, as the Queen has said, you may. She goes, I can take you to the Queen. And that way then you can talk with her before you go down to where she's going to be held.
Sounds good.
All right. So they take you back out into the courtyard. Let's see, let's move this courtyard again. All right. And the Queen there. All right. And then you guys come out this way. And I'll pull up that map for you. And Ragni's out, or Rokir's out there ready for all of you. There we go. All right. And the Queen, as Myra's there with a few of her Maftet guardians, she goes, so, have you had good sleep and good time to plan?
Oh, as much as we normally do.
Okay. She says, so what will be the plan going in? That way I know what to expect.
Well, we found the spot where I'm guessing that you're going to be chained up. I'm going to put an illusion of you.
Okay, so
And then see what happens.
So do you want me to be in the tree lines above or to stay here in the city?
I would stay in the most defensible position that you can in the city.
Okay. She goes, this I can do, so hopefully the plan will work. She says, I give you 5 of my Maftet warrioresses to go with the illusion of me down to the beach.
Sure.
So, all right. She thanks you and basically places in your hands about 5,000 worth of jewelry and gems. And she says the rest will be there when you finish and accomplish thwarting them. We will pay you the rest. But this is of good faith.
Hopefully we'll...
And she basically reaches out and wraps her arms around each of you and hugs each of you in a very strong Leonine-style woman hug. And she says, you have my eternal thanks for this.
Do go on. Indeed. Very well.
All right. So you guys have time to get down to... And she smiles and nods to you, Ragni, as she does. All right. So you guys have about 40 minutes before the Maftet will need to bring the illusion around. How long? Are you going to use a permanent illusion on this?
It's the only kind of illusion I know.
All right. No, that's all right. Permanent illusion. Let's see. Pathfinder. So that's perfect. So the permanent illusion gives you all, I think, does it give you like a silent image, but includes visual, auditory, olfactory. Wow. Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, it's one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful version of those spells.
Yep, and that's what you're going to need, because otherwise they may detect otherwise. I don't think with Permanent Illusion, if I'm correct.
Yeah, Permanent Image, I believe, is 6th level version, has a long range. It's just flat out permanent, so I can concentrate on it. I can take my concentration off and put it back because it's my spell if I need to. And I can set it to like the equivalent of a gift loop if I need to, like stop concentrating on it or whatever. Yeah, it's...
So basically you can do 180 feet cubed away from you. So
20-foot cube plus 1 10-foot cube a level, of which I get 18.
Yep.
So 200 feet. So about 200 feet's worth of cube.
So basically, they're going to have to come down with you then to the shoreline with her in the back to be able then to come over.
Well, as long as Ragni's mount stays within a good visual spot, I can just keep it from the safety of inside the city.
Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to move this here. I'm going to move the bigger battle map up. So we're going to need 2 images. So you guys are going to have 2 images up. Let's see.
Although once I get it cast, I can just stick my head out of the ring gates just to concentrate on it.
Oh, understood. Queens. Alright, so now I need this. Where's Bouillon Island? Nope, that's not it. That's it. Alright. So I'm going to have 2 images up for you guys. One for the close-in group. God bless you. And then one for the little farther out. So, Payman, you're going to be down in that area on the beaches with them. Oops. Why is it not snapping in there good? It's weird. God bless you.
Thank you.
I'll re-grid this thing again. Grid. Okay. Alright, and then I gotta do a grid lock. Alright, so that's that. Alright, so that should put you... Why won't you adjust down? Alright, let's see why that's occurring. Let me get rid of your piece for a second, Painman. Alright, let's see if I can do this again, because for some reason it's not snapping in the grid. There we go. There it is. Alright, that snapped in. Alright, so Damien, you're going to be down there somewhere on the beach. Serena, are you going to be down on the beach?
Damien is in the city.
Damien's in the city.
So you're going to stay in the city portion of it.
So what I'm doing is that I have one of the ring gates around Ragni Rokir's neck, and I just have it open constantly. So I just can observe and cast through the ring gate at up to 100-mile distance.
Alright, so this is Ragni and Rokir up here.
And I need that ability.
Yeah, my plan is I'm going to use like dirt and mud, and I'm going to dirty up Muledge's fur, so that he blends in a little bit better, and just have him out at the beach as a spy. I'm going to be behind. Like, is there any place where I can hide? Like, I have a potion of invisibility.
Oh, yeah. You can see where Remley is. Hang on here. Let me pull up both interactive maps for you both. That way you guys have got 2 maps. So you're going to have 2 maps coming up.
Be behind one of those posts.
All right. So you're going to be behind a post right here, maybe. And then Remley is going to be right here, kind of looking over the beach top. She's invisible. So you want to be over here, maybe, by Muledge's area?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he should be able to I'm telling him to try his best to act like a bunny, so that the enemy won't suspect his sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Betrayal if he's...
All right. So basically, what will happen is Rokir and God bless you, and do you want to be in closer than where you would be, Ragni, to see? Now again, there is a fog to you guys' advantage. There is a fog. You can see probably about 30 feet to 40 feet in front of you really well. Now, outside of that, it's not like you can't see. It's just the images are more just an outline. You don't get to see the details, if that makes sense. It's like that fog when you look out on your porch and you can see out a good distance, but then it starts to gray out more and more and fade more and more until it fully fades out.
Sweden just scored.
Nice. So that means Germany's going to be in trouble. You don't see yourself on the new map. There's the new map. No, you won't. I can put you on that one, or I can put you on the bigger map, depending on how far away you want to be. On the new map, you'd be somewhere up in this area of the sky, if you wanted. You were on the other map. Yeah, I mean, I did that because Damien's up in the city. Now, Damien, you are literally about 550 feet across and then about 100 feet down, if that makes sense for the vector. So somewhere in the 500 to 600 range. As you know, once you do your triangular type of triangulation in of where your spell would land, what kind of spells would land.
It's long distance, so that's 400 feet plus 40 feet per level.
Yeah, but where do you put now? Where do you want to put the gate at? You're putting it on, I guess, Rokir up there, so that if you need to, you can get the people out through her, Ragni and Rokir, or do you want to put it down on somebody on the beach? Did you hear me on the last one?
Yeah.
You're talking to me?
Yeah, I was talking to you, Damien.
Oh,
and to Josh. Yep.
Well, Damien can only pretty much go wherever Roker goes, so.
All right. So then
but I can stick my head out of the ring gate if I need to pay attention into a direction that the horse isn't necessarily pointed.
Okay.
So, but other than that, I mean, the distances on the smaller map is so small that I can I can control the illusion from any distance on the map because of the long range.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you were where you wanted to be on that one.
Sure. I mean, the only concern is whether or not I'd be able to see what's going on due to any fog or whatever.
The fog direction kind of give you an idea. Let me give you where. Let's do it from Ragni up there. I'll use my little pen to do that. Oops. Come on back in. There we go. All right. So distance from the fog that you can see with Ragni would be like this. Okay. Really clear. That you'll see without the fog hampering in any set distance. So let's do the same thing down here for you guys that are down here. So Painman, you can see about like this. You can see about like this. Remley can see about like that. So all that cross area where that pen mark is are the different people's ability to see.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and then I'm going to exit drawing mode. So that's about as far as you can see clear. Just absolutely crystal clear to where you take no penalties. Now beyond that, the next step beyond that, take another one of those and move them out again. you can see, but it's more forms, just like black forms.
Okay.
So you've got an idea, because again, you can see the Maftet's wings. So you get an idea that, okay, I can still see the black outlines of their wings. But beyond that, it's going to be difficult to tell it's them.
All right, well...
And you know the things are coming in most likely from the water. You're not for sure, but you got a good idea that that's where things are going to come in.
Okay, well, I'm sure Ragni and her mount will want to swing up to get a clearer view of them in case things go in the inevitable point in which things will go down.
Now, your spyglass will give you that ability to see a distance, even though you'll see forms, unless it's got a true seeing on it. If it has now,
It's as natural. It wouldn't be able to penetrate natural fog. It just penetrates magic.
Right. Now, there is what is it? I think there's a spell that will help penetrate into, or at least amplify. Eyes of the Eagle, I think, would give you a little better. Again, it's not going to give you down to the level detail. It's still shadows, but it'll be a clearer set of shadows where you can make out maybe a little better detail.
What are the size of these squares? Are these 5-foot squares or 10-foot squares?
The ones that are down on the beach are 10-foot squares. So literally 30 and maybe a little change is what you guys can see. Now, where you're at up on the mountain there from you is about 570, 580 feet out to where she's going to be. So you would see it. It's just, you're going to get into shades of gray down there, if that makes sense.
Well, we'll really need to swing by closer in order to see what's going on.
Yeah. You're going to have to. Now, the nice thing is, if you're flying, if you were to do, like, say, upon yourself an invisibility or a fly, you could literally be out there near where Ragni and Rokura are instead of up in the city.
Well, once we get closer, I can cover us in the illusion. I mean, there's more than enough square footage in that thing for me to pop something up to cover us.
Okay. And that'll be helpful for you. Now, it's getting to be probably about 15 minutes before the time that they are supposed to come for the Queen. So the Maftets are going to start marching the image out there. Now, you may want to have Ragni swing a little lower and you to at least control the movement of the permanent image as if she is being taken out to that rock. Because remember, otherwise it doesn't, I mean, it kind of does things, but it's not real mobile without you being close enough.
How much time did you say we had?
About 15 minutes.
Okay, well then I used one of my mythic powers to cast Clairaudience, Clairvoyance for Clairvoyance, and I'll just put a sensor right where I need the illusion anyway.
Beautiful.
Which means it doesn't matter anymore. I don't need to concentrate on it, and I can see where it is. So as long as I stay in distance, I'll be fine.
Okay.
At least for that spot. So yeah, I'll just put a sensor right there. I'll mark off a mythic ability.
Alright. What you doing, Bug? You looking at my cards? Alright, perfect. So, you don't need a line of sight or line of effect, but the local must be known, a place familiar, which you guys have become made familiar to you with looking down over the area.
Yeah, we had a good scout in the area before the fog hit in, so I can have a good idea of where to put it.
Alright, so the sensor most likely where you're going to want to put it, where she's going to be, is... I'll do a little sensor right here. Alright, so I'm going to fill in a little area. There. So that is where you would want to put your sensor. If that makes sense. If you can
That's
see.
fine. It can be something, if it becomes absolutely necessary, I can also cover that with an illusion.
Alright. So the Maftets are going to go back to this area. Again, as if they're leaving her to be sacrificed, because, you know, you have to kind of do that. Alright. So, the time goes quietly up to the point of where they're supposed to come for her. Do me a favor, those of you that are down on the beach. All right, let's see. What do I need to roll to see if any structures? Perception check. You'll have to do a perception check. Now, your perception at your height, you can see the movement depending on how high you're going to be up in the fog. The nice thing is you don't have to necessarily be too high, because just like it would be hard for you to see, it's going to be hard for them to make out what you are up in the sky, unless they can just see through fog, which not many creatures can. All right, so you notice that there is...
I do cast Anticipate Peril.
Okay, beautiful. You seem to... I count on it unless you tell me otherwise on that, sure. Usually in those combat situations.
And I'm hiding with my stealth. Hiding in whatever shadows and crannies I can find. So
okay.
Not a good roll. Dang it. Visible than usual.
Daddy?
What bug?
Yeah, but between the fog and everything else, I'm sure your circumstances are piled onto you.
Can I go get them?
You can go get them if you want. Sorry, guys. She's just asking for where her headphones are. All right. So you can see some shadow outlines popping up out around. Sweetie, yes.
Can you do it?
No, I can't right now, sweetie. You're just going to have to wait until I'm to a point to where I can, sweets. All right?
Can I try playing your game?
No, not right now. You can watch.
Try.
No. It's not like it's like a video game that you can come up and do it, even though you'd love to.
Okay.
Yeah, your time will come.
Yes, it will come.
Can I play?
We'll draw our satanic circle and introduce you to the world of Dungeons and Dragons, just like in that Tom Hanks movie.
Get some toys to play with. Where's your toys? I know. She's got to have fun when it's her time.
Or what was that Jack Chick tract? We can have you cast real spells.
Go get some toys. Janet Marie, I love you. Go. That's throwing a fit. You can go sit in your room for the next 20 minutes. Yeah, fine.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she took my cards and decided to spread them out. I don't care right now. 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, we will talk and you'll get food. This is I'm hungry, I'm angry, I'll act out. I'm going to tell you about life. I love her to death. I love the strong will. But there are points you got to say, you know what? You're 7 years old and you're not the boss.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I know you guys hear me raise the voice, but that's... You know, if that's the worst it gets, and she obeys, I think it's in a better place. But
well, at least she's not a goblin. She'd set the house on fire.
Oh god, yeah, she would go back there, and yeah, exactly. That'd be the end of it at that point. So it'd be like, well, my house is burned down, but hey, on the better side of things.
Like I always used to say, when I was after the divorce, the happiest day of the week was when Elaine dropped the kids off, and the second happiest day of the week was when Elaine picked the kids up.
Isn't it crazy that it's that way? But
but it absolutely is.
And I love having
the same way.
I love having the munchkie, but there are days I kind of go, oh my god, what have I gotten myself into?
I just want a nap.
Yeah, I know, I do, and unfortunately, it ain't gonna happen in my lifetime. But
Parenthood, when you really want a nap, but you can't.
You can't. It's, what do they call it? Adulting now? I'm adulting.
Yes.
I don't want
You've reached the supreme levels of adulting.
Yeah. That's why one of my coworkers said, really? At almost 50, you really want to go through this again? I'm like, yeah, I do. I'm a dad at heart. Even though there are days that I want to kind of bang my head, it's well worth it. She smiles more than she frowns, so
Well, that's good.
yeah, for now. We'll see. There'll be the dad, leave me alone, dad, 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 dad. And I'm waiting for all those, the different tones of dad.
Yeah, and
So I'm still
Irish.
hiding, but should I roll initiative?
You guys can do initiative just for the next round. You guys will get surprised because you are aware with his sensor, and
Yeah.
depending on who are you communicating with, Josh, do you have anything up to communicate with the rest of the crew? I know you guys had between you and did you collect? Let's see, what image did he upload? Heaven help me.
Not wrong.
Yeah, that's unfortunately, sadly.
Not wrong.
Yeah, oh god, that is that and more. So, you guys have the sensor up, and I don't know if you ever retrieved from Orin and from Rothar and from Kal-El the 3 communication badges. They had some communication badges that were made that allowed, it was a permanent message is what it was. So you can basically communicate with each other at will.
Well, I have that spell. I mean, I keep forgetting to use it, but I have it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad thing to have. I'm just saying because, yeah.
It's a bunch of dark shapes coming towards us, I gotta say.
Yep. There's a whole bunch. It ain't going to be pretty after a while. All right, so Serena, do you want to roll yours? And then
Yeah, I
Reg,
better do.
And then Damien, you got yours. Yeah. All right, so Serena goes 12.
One sorcerer initiative. Ooh,
Yeah, sweet thing.
Look at me.
I'll take that initiative.
Did you hear my sound?
Yes, what were you doing? You better not be playing with the blinds. Uh-huh. Daddy knows you too well, my little sneak.
I'm not your little sneak.
Oh, but you are.
I'm not.
Busted.
It's like having a cat with thumbs.
Yes.
If you wanted to know what cat with thumbs were like, it'd be a 7-year-old human child.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad my cat doesn't have thumbs, by the way.
Yeah, opposable thumbs would be real fun. All right. So we've got, let's see, we got Painvin with a 20 on his initiative for when it comes. Ragni's got a 16. All right. Okay, so they will go on. All right, hang on here. All right. Let's do that. All right. So you guys get surprise round on them because of the sensor and the communication ability between you. So first round will be your actions to do whatever to them.
Well, I'm going to use my wand and cast a haste on myself.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So Painman hasted. Let's put this. Let's see. We got a condition there. Hope it does. Does it have it under? Can you do hasted? Nope, of course it won't do that.
Are we going to wait for them to come up and try to do something with the illusion, or do we want to just attack them immediately?
That's
Because
up
I'm
to,
sure we can get this surprise round off whenever.
yeah, I mean, they look like they're coming to go grab her and take her away. The illusion.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, I
you
don't
can,
know. I don't think we planned this far.
Nope.
As they touch the illusion, it's going to disappear, right?
No, I can keep it going. They would get a will save to disbelieve it, but I could keep it going as long as if they know it's there, if they think it's there, for as long as necessary.
Well, we didn't bring you along to negotiate. And I'm not coming out of my hiding place, so...
So, Remily whispered, she goes, ooh, I wonder if electricity would affect them. She goes, they are in the water. And she kind of chuckles under her breath. That's why the GM's roll. And she's sitting there observing. She goes, ooh, wonder if... She goes, I'm betting fire because her water creatures doesn't affect them. But electricity, however, she says, now that could...
Unfortunately, I do not have anything for electricity.
But you never know.
Fortunately, Remily, of course, being my pal, was no doubt thinking.
She was. She was communicating over the message thing to all of you.
Was no doubt thinking of my lightning bow, which can, in fact, fire a lightning bolt.
Yep.
Whoa.
Well, that makes two of us.
And being in water in a conduit, especially salt water, it's extra conductive.
Oh, let's find what happens when you shoot a lightning.
I think Remily would be better with the haste.
Oh, believe me, she is hasted.
She's already hasted?
She drank one of her potions, yep.
Oh, then, yeah, I would need one.
Let's see. Haste.
Let's find out what happens when you shoot a lightning bolt.
Yep, there's one of my haste potions. So now
yeah. I
cool.
can't remember how lightning bolt works. It's been so long since and I don't know. I'll have to look up.
It's a 60-foot line. Everything in the line has to make a reflex save or suffer a d6 per caster level of electricity damage.
Is it a full save or a partial?
Save for half.
Yeah, save for half. So
what's my caster level?
If you just bought a standard wand, it would probably be 5.
Oh, it's a bow.
Depends on the creation level of the bow. The CL of the bow.
CL 17.
Okay.
CL 17.
Then it would do the maximum of what a lightning bolt would do, which is 10d6.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds like a good plan then. Unfortunately, I can't get any more than looks like. The best I could do is get maybe 2 of them now. Or should I shoot it into the water at one of them's feet?
That's too bad you can't get to the side of them.
Yeah, but if I shot in a straight line at, say...
Yes.
One of these, I could get like 4 of them or so, maybe, if it spread through the water. That's what I'm wondering.
See, and again, with the lightning going out there, the lightning is going to branch out like Josh says. Now the other thing is you are in salt water, so it's going to give you extra dice of damage in salt water, being extra conductive.
So that's the question though. Do I shoot at the creature or do I shoot into the well?
You can shoot into the middle of the water where between all of them are, and it's going to branch out. I mean, literally, it'll be, if you shoot it to right where close to as Myra is, it's got 4 of them within less than 10 feet, and the rest of them within 15 feet, the other 2.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. We'll just shoot a lightning bolt. If I do 10 damage...
Mm-hmm. So you do 10 plus 2 more for the fact of the conductivity.
So there's the first bunch is 39, and then 2 more.
Mm-hmm. All right, and what's their saves?
49.
All right, so 49. They got to do
Potential
reflex.
damage.
All right. And they got reflex. Where's the reflex? Okay. There it is. Okay, so they got. Okay, what's your DC? Your DC is the level of the spell plus. I would say that it would be DC 23 on this one because of the bow. Alright. Here we go. So here's the saves of the closest two. Okay, that one makes it for half. There's the second one. Yep. God, they're rolling well. And then the other two that are out a little bit from them. Alright. Yep. Unfortunately, they got good reflex saves. Yep. Alright, so half. So what did you do total again, Max, on it?
49.
Alright, so 49 would be 24 points each. Alright, that's not bad at all. Let's do these real quick. That'd be 24.
Well, since this is a surprise round, are they flat-footed at us?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, they are. They are, aren't they? Because they did not expect that. They saw the math tests. You, however, they did not. Ooh. I like flat-footed. It's such a fun little deal. That helps the party so much, unless the party's the one on the other side of it.
Kara loses dexterity. See, cannot make attacks of opportunity.
Yep, I'm taking a look here. Let's see, I don't know how it affects the saves. Touch attack bonuses. Surprise flat-footed. At start of battle, you had a chance. You're flat-footed. You can't move. You can't use your AC bonus, if any, while flat-footed. So that would mean on the save, they would have to back out the dexterity. So, let me see. What is their dex? Ooh. All right, so two of them did not make their saves. The two that are farther out. Close to the island, but farther from where you shot the deal. All right, so those two do not. So they will take the full 49.
I'm heartbroken to hear it.
No, I know. And then I got to see on these other ones. Hang on here. Because the other ones are forms, but you don't know if they're all the same or not. So let's do this. Alright, let's see what this is. Because I bet you're going to have to make an SR. Yeah, Max, roll me an SR. Spell resistance. But dang, if
Since it came from your bow, it would be plus 17, so 21.
Yep.
21.
Yep. Are you back? What are you going to have to say to Daddy?
I'm sorry.
I forgive you.
Sorry.
Can you give me Cheetos?
Yes. All right, let me get her a snacky real quick and go ahead and make the SR roll for me. I'll be right back. All right,
I'm
Lex,
thinking,
let's get you some Cheetos.
would Obscuring Mist be too much?
Do me a favor, sweet thing. Don't argue with me next time. I know
Oh,
Matt's
what do you mean too much?
but you like to do what Daddy tells you.
Because it'll affect everybody, unfortunately. I wish I could, like, do a cloud that obscured just their vision and not the vision of the party.
All right.
Well, what's its area?
All right,
It's a
so
fairly
how we do?
small
We did a
area.
4. Oh. So 4 plus...
The area for it?
All right, what was it total?
It's 21 total. I
Okay,
forgot to
you
add
are,
my second.
I believe, let me see, I believe, nope, it winked out on them. Well, crap. So winked out on them. But you hurt the other ones. All right.
All right. Well, I'm hasted.
Yep. Fortunately, it wasn't like a chain lightning. Fortunately, you fired it into the water and not at one of them. Because if it would have hit them, it would have canceled out across the board. But because you didn't specify you're aiming at one of them.
I am going to aim at one of the shapes. So what's my minus?
It's going to be partial with the fog. So let's see what fog will do. Because that usually will affect you a little bit. I think it's going to be a -2 or -4. Let me check. Whether, let's see, 437. Because it does have effect. Alright. Weather. Fog. Where's my fog? Storms, snowstorms, dust storms. Don't need powerful storms. Fogs. Alright, it obscures. Okay, you have a 20% miss chance. So you'll roll your percentile. You tell me, high or low percent for your 20% miss.
High.
Okay. So if you roll 81 and above, or 80 and above, it's a miss. Anything below that? All right. Let's do this. And, ooh, 77. Nope, it affects them. Good job. You will see them enough. All right, which one do you want to fire at? Do you want to fire at?
That one that's closest to me.
All right, this one over here. All right. Go ahead, take your shot.
It's close range, right? Barely. 1, 2, 4.
What's your plus on your bow, by the way?
Plus 25.
All right.
26.
Well, no. I mean the regular plus on the bow itself, the magic bow.
You mean?
Yep. Because there is the reason I'm asking that is a reason.
So plus 25 on the bow, plus 1 for being hasted.
Yeah, but I'm asking like the magical.
He's asking for the bow's enhancement bonus.
Yeah, the enhancement bonus.
On that.
It would just be written on whatever the bow is.
Yeah.
I could say it's a +1 bow or a +4 bow or a +4 bow of shocking goodness.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's a lightning bow.
It'll have more than that. Hang on.
We're on it. Lightning bow.
Bow Pathfinder. All right. All right, that's pricing. Some magic weapons. Bow of Ashes. Why can't you just look up simple lightning bow there? But
Plus 3.
all right, good. Then you will overcome its DR. You are good. All right, be my guest. A 29, since it's flat-footed, will absolutely hit, and you bypass the DR.
But unfortunately, I don't get my shooting in the back.
No, you're not necessarily flanking, though. You are taking them kind of by surprise because you are hidden and they are flat-footed.
Damage anyway.
Yep.
Since I'm hasted, I get 1 more,
Okay.
and that'll be it for me.
We only get a standard or a move during a surprise round.
Yeah, only a standard or move. So actually, if you fired the lightning bolt,
I don't get the second attack.
yeah, you won't get the
I'm
second
sorry.
attack.
Yeah.
That's okay. But good point. All right, so then we go to
Oh, crap. Germany just scored.
Damien or Remily. So
Well, we'll still get
Damien,
our regular rounds because it
Damien-
happens right after surprise. So, yeah.
You're up, Damien.
And they'll still be flat-footed because we'd still go before them unless they beat your initiative somehow.
All right, go ahead, Damien. Then it's Remily, then Ragni, then Serena and Mulej.
All right. I am going to use a mythic point to cast a potent chain lightning spell. So what potent does is that any spell you cast as a... Oh, okay, it's not. I can't cast it as a mythic spell, so I won't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just chain lightning.
All right. So which one are you going to start with?
I'm sorry?
Which chain lightning? Which one are you targeting? Of the forms, the ones that are closest to the land first, or the ones that are farther out? Because you got to start it. The reason why I ask is SR. There's two of them that have SR.
I'll probably target the one I can see the most clearly from wherever the sensor is.
So that would be
I'm assuming it's the one at the center, right in between the... Oh, no, that's the illusion.
It would be down here towards Painvin's side. The one that he was going to shoot the arrow after. That's the first one.
Okay, so yeah, that one.
All right. Do it. And then I have to make some saving throws. And they're flat-footed, so that ain't going to be so good.
Yeah. Let's see what DC is 28.
All right, 28 will overcome any of the DCs, so you're going to go down the line. All right, the first one will be full damage.
The first one gets 28. The rest of them get a plus. I have a -2 penalty on my DC for the secondary bolts.
Okay.
So the rest of them have a DC of 26.
All right. So the first one, 18, doesn't make it. The second one does. And then let's see where these guys are. They've got a reflex of... and it was that... Nope, theirs wasn't Dex, so... This will be fun on the other two. Yep, that one don't make it. That one don't make it. Alright, let's go for the rest of them. It's funny when the Knuckleavy have a better saving throw. Alright, that will not make it. And that one does. So the second one and the last one towards the top make their saves. Everybody else takes full damage. Hit me with your best shot.
Sure. So you said this adds 2d6 damage?
Yep.
So
it's conducted salt water.
My caster level is 18, so that boosts it up to 20d6.
Yep.
So that.
Wow. All right. So 84 to number one. That one's got 84 on it. Oops. Wow, you lit them up. Nice job. Nice job. Let's see. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. And then, let's see. Wow.
Yeah, ring gates is just open, a hand pokes out, and then lightning shoots it.
Yeah. Alright, and then that one made it save, so that's going to be...
Ragni really is a heavy metal cover now.
Yes. Well, right now, there are a couple of them that look a little bit toasted and kind of sizzly. And then there's others that are doing, you know, a little better. You sing the song "You Light Up My Life" because that's what you basically have done to all of them. God, you couldn't have picked better. Remily just kind of threw that out there, and had she not rolled the one roll, she wouldn't have thrown it out there. But dang, that was dead on to what these guys, each one of them, is vulnerable to. Alright, they're just water creatures. Water creatures in salt water, lightning's not good. It's just not a good thing. It's very conductive of energy.
Indeed.
Alright, so that takes us to Remily. Let's see what Remily's going to do. She's going to zoom up. Let's see. And she's
Is it
invisible.
Remily or Ragni?
Remily gets... She got a... I'm going kind of by where the initiative would be, plus the dexterity. Though Ragni did really good. Rem's going to shoot up towards the first knucklehead. Knuckleed. Knuckly Moo. And is going to attack it with just one attack. But
Yeah, Remilly's initiative is usually only just behind Painman, so yeah.
that's because she's got a plus 13. And a lot of it's her dexterity. I've stacked the points in her dexterity. Oh, that's beautiful. Please let that be a critical. Please, please, please let that be a critical confirmation. That would just go... Oh, yes. A 19 and an 18.
Nice.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Please be something just nasty, 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 nasty. All right, so the card says... Dun, dun, dun. Throat Slash. Normal damage
Ooh.
and 2d6 bleed. Target cannot talk or breathe while bleeding. Okay. All right, so normal damage. This will be a normal times 2, but it's just ugly. All right. So let's just do those. Let's see. B plus that for double. And then... All right. Here we go. So it'll be 6 of bleed and 10 of normal. So it's 28 where 10 of it's bleed damage. Yikes. Alright, so that would be... And then I'll put 10 bleed. So I know each round 10 bleed. Alright. Then we go to Ragni. Ragni. Little pixies. Gotta love the little pixie. She has her moments. Come on, Ragni, and you could do the... Now, to let you know, and this is something I've already covered with the guys, if Rokir folds her wings and drops like a stone, at an angle maybe, she can go about a 400-foot drop in one round. That's confirmed by the D&D 5e that talks about falling. That literally, you can fall up to 1,000 feet in, what is it, like 1 round or 2 rounds per... what's the one with the beholder on it?
If you just dropped like a stone, I could also feather fall as a needed action just before you hit the ground. So
Yeah, it's what is it?
that's option 2.
Something's Guide to Everything. The one beholder that had the little goldfish on the front of the deal. So that's the book that has falling, which I so want to get that book and print that out because that's... Yeah, Xanthers. Nobody before Xanthers talked about if you just folded your wings or just stopped what you're doing and fell straight down. How
like
fast would you go? Yeah, like a dive out of the sky. And they literally said you can go... Would you hush, silly butt?
Hey, Daddy.
Yes.
Can you go get a red headphone?
No, these work much better, the headphones I have in. But literally, it's like dropping like a stone. Yeah. And it's... and it made sense because somebody said, well, what if somebody fell out of the sky and you want to go catch them? Can you match the speed? Of course you can. As long as you're about the same weight, you can match the speed and arrive about the same time to kind of catch them. We had that deal with our Kal-El when he got smashed by the dragon. Shovorth, the ancient dragon. He wanted to take him on at an early level. Well, he decided to go up and get on top of him, and the dragon decided to grab him and just fall out of the sky and crush him.
Yeah, all those points into hitting things good, not so many points in not getting grappled and...
So you can literally drop and then stop because of the effects of the Zephyr horseshoes. So literally you just arrive down to where they are, and that's just your horse. That's not you. And then you could basically do your attack once you got down to the right level behind them. Better to fall than to glide down or dive down with wings. Just drop.
Mm.
So you're there. Go ahead. No. Well, unless Roker decides he wants to become a missile and land hooves first into the creature. Roker wants to do that. That's his choice. He's going to get...
I think by the rules you can do like a charge with only half of your normal charge distance, which is just a move, but you can't. It's still... You're still limited by either doing a standard or move.
Well, the drawback I would give that if she dropped down straight, hoofs first, onto the creature, you could break the legs and you could take damage too, because Roker's going to take damage from the impact. Think about it. If you fell out of the sky onto somebody, you would still take damage hitting them. And they may soften your blow and you won't take as much damage as they took, but you're still going to take damage.
Can I try now?
Try what? Hey. At the end. I will let you plug in at the end, okay?
Yeah.
All right, you can take them off, but I'll let you do it at the very end. All right. Chakram. I love it. All right, a 35 will definitely hit that creature. And the creature looks like... Hang on here. All right. All right. So... This is what it looks like, Ragni.
It looks like a knowledge planes related thing to identify.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it seems familiar to
it.
me, I just don't remember what it is offhand.
It looks like a Blastoise, but clearly this is not Pokemon.
All right, so...
You said planes?
Yep. Yep.
I kid.
You can make out the outline. It kind of looks like a water demon called a Hezru, you think. Maybe.
I will also do knowledge planes.
The problem is the line of sight with the fog. You got to factor in now your sensor will give you that ability on that.
Well, I'm like, my ring gate is attached directly to the Pegasus.
All right.
So I'm going everywhere that the Pegasus is going.
All right, so you did damage definitely.
Because I have the ring around the Pegasus neck and the ring gate attached to the chain, exactly like the precious ring, except the ring gate is bigger. But anyway, I'm sure my 19 does not hit.
Oh yeah. Well, you do know by looking at the Hezru from your knowledge that they are immune. Well, like most demons, they don't take damage, full damage, unless you're good. So if you're good alignment, they take full damage. Otherwise, they have a DR. To any non-good alignments.
Oh, whatever.
It's a demon. They're that way. They're kind of mean.
I have a long history of disagreeing with demons, so they should take no damage.
Well, it's difficult to avoid taking damage when you're dead.
Yeah, well, it's all in the pluses. If your weapon's a +3 weapon, you
Right. That's right.
You overcome like cold iron, silver, and all that. If it's +4, I think it's +5 to overcome the good evil thing. I believe on that.
Hold on, well, you guys move on. I can do a quick lookup of it.
Yeah, DRs. Hang on here. I got them in the cards. Damage reduction. Yeah, +3 is cold, iron, or silver. +4 is adamantine. +5 is alignment based. So you have to have a +5 weapon to overcome an alignment DR. They're the toughest. Yes, Rokir is precious. Roker's just, he gets in there and dives and attacks and falls on things, attacks from above. You know, you do get bonuses for those. I'm sorry, Roker is a she. I gotta remember that. It is. It's based around that, the background, and I remember now. It is. It's a she. But yeah, again, you get bonuses from attacks from above if you're coming down and they don't know you're there. It's like any other sort of surprise attack. So when she dive bombs onto people, they don't know she's there, or it's a surprise round. Make sure you take your surprise bonuses on there. It'd be as if you were flanking them from behind, coming down on them.
I think you need to have a weapon imbued with an alignment in order to penetrate a creature with a damage reduction of an alignment.
Correct. Or a +5.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, just being the alignment doesn't imbue your weapon with that alignment.
Is that? Let me see and make sure. Because you may be right on it. It may be like a holy weapon or... Let's see. You're probably right on that. Let's see.
I remember that being an issue before, and I ended up having to look this up at some point. So it always bothered me.
Yeah, it's kind of... Let's see. The numerical damage reduction... Usually certain types of weapons. Okay, so it is. Certain types of weapons. So Max could get a Holy Avenger sword and hurt evil things even though he's chaotic neutral.
It's true neutral.
Or true neutral. Or...
he could wield it just fine with a good enough use magic device. He would just have to emulate an alignment.
Yeah. In other words, he wouldn't... Using a Holy Avenger on a lawful good creature, probably not a good thing to do.
Because I've done that. That's one of my favorite things to do in the Neverwinter games, because you can do that. It's like, yeah, I'm lawful good, but, against you, I'll wield this sword of a horrifying evil.
Yeah, exactly. You're fighting an evil creature.
Yeah.
Well, and if I'm right, now the one thing that I would, and this would be more of my call on it, you can use an evil aligned weapon against evil creatures, because evil creatures attack each other all the time. Demons attack devils
sure.
And stuff.
It just wouldn't penetrate their damage reduction.
No, but you can do that, and it wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing. It would still be holding with their alignment. All right, so let's go to Serena. Where to you, Serena? You and Milledge.
All right, I am thinking that it might be cool to summon a swarm of bats. Against the one that Rimley is fighting. Let me see, what's the range? Is there a ruler mechanic on these?
I think there is.
How far am I from the Nuclear that Rimley is fighting?
You're about 45 feet away. Going across the diagonals.
Alright, and the range is 25 plus 5 feet for every 2 levels, so I get an additional... Yeah, so I'm going to summon a swarm of bats in the same space as the Nuclear V.
Nice.
And give her a little bit of assistance there.
Thank you. Bat swarms are always welcome. Alright, let's put this there. This is the bat swarm. I love it. Alright, so bat swarm coming up.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep Milledge close by, even though he's itching to fight, because rabbits don't swim well.
Alright, and you want to roll the initiative for the bat swarm? It's a +2 to their initiative.
Okay, let's see, bat swarm is a +2.
Yep. So 10. Alright, that works. Nice. Alright. So now you know the bat swarms do the automatic damage. You don't have to roll to hit. It's just automatic. So, Each round, you just tell me what their damage. Now, normal their damage. Let me see.
It's 1d6 normally.
I believe so. Yeah, I think you're right.
And they have distraction.
Yep, because they can distract DC 11. And
Yep.
they also do wounding as well. So,
They're annoying.
yes, they are. And they're immune to weapon damage. I love that. God, that's the best part about a swarm. You swing on them all you want. You can't do a darn thing to them.
Right?
Yep. All right. So which bonus, Damien, on which one?
Well, Ragni was saying with that spell attack from Damien via the ring gate that negated the bonus, and I wanted to know what bonus she was talking about.
Oh, okay. All right, so that puts the bats out there, the Muledge. So roll your 1d6 because they would come due and attack them almost immediately that round.
Nice.
So the attack from above. +4. +4 would be for like unless, well, it's a surprise type of thing. That's the +4. You're surprising them from above and they didn't know you were there with the fog. So literally you're like causing havoc. All right, so 1 point. All right. Okay, and then they got to do the DC 11. So theirs is a... So they just have to roll 1. If they roll 1, they don't make it. Let's see. Come on, 1. Nope. All right. So not necessarily distracted, but not happy. All right. So we start at the top of the order. The top of the order being Damien. You are back up. Yeah, he's got a 34.
Didn't Painvin get like a 45?
No, I think 45 was your sneak, right, Painvin?
Yeah.
Yeah. He got like a 20 for his initiative. I almost thought the same thing, too, and I went, nope, that was that. Question regarding the time before we start a new round. Time of day, you mean, right now?
Oh, because it's 3:30.
Well, actually, no, it's... Oh, time? Okay, yeah. We can hold off if you guys want. That way... If anyone has to head out, we can hold it here. It's going to hold it for the next round, and I can save this. It's not a problem.
At 4 I do.
Okay. Well, why don't we do that, and we'll get your guys' experience for what you guys got to take out. All right. Where is he? Papabala. All right, so Papabala is, let's see, 51... divided by 5. So 12,100 experience today for everybody. I'll put it up there on the little thing.
Alrighty.
12,100 XP and total party GP of 5,000. So, because of the jewels and the gems, miscellaneous
Nice.
jewels and gems on that. Yeah, not a bad deal.
Yeah, I'll add that to party loot.
All right, and then I can take that down. I can do a save here. Very good, everybody. I like it. All right, so I got to remember interactive maps for next week. Yeah, we got, and by the way, we got next week too, if everybody's good on that. Normally we don't do back-to-back, but because of me having to postpone it a week with Father's Day, we'll be doing a back-to-back if it's okay with everybody.
Right. No, I should be good.
Okay.
I should be fine as well.
All
I think
right.
so.
As long as everybody's good with it. All right. Interactive maps. ROW. So who won the Germany one, Max?
It's 1-1.
Ah. So that means they're going to go into sudden death if we're not careful.
Group stage.
Yep. That's one thing. It's the one fun thing. I mean, well, Now, who would advance? I guess they would advance Switzerland, wouldn't they?
Oh, they've still got another match to go. Germany plays South Korea.
Okay.
And Sweden would play Spain.
In
Mexico. Mexico. Yeah, Sweden still has to play Mexico. So.
Yeah, Mexico's playing hot-handed, so that could be interesting.
Yeah, but they've already qualified to move through, and they've already they may actually rest some starters.
I would,
depending on the outcome of this game. So Sweden may have a decent chance of getting a draw against Mexico, and if they get a draw here,
yeah,
be
fun. I tell you what, I love watching it.
Yep.
So I did now for folks that want to know, I did record both of these. Now it'll just show the interactive maps up and our voices, but I may end up putting those up if anybody wants to listen back or see anything on it for posterity. I normally do it in the closed group, which is the Reign of Winter one. So if any of you guys needed, or any ladies need invited in, let me know, because I'll invite you on to that. Yeah, it is kind of cool. I know sometimes people love us to post them, but I usually ask you guys before I post them up, is that cool if we ever do that? Because people like watching, surprisingly.
Hey, I'm glad.
We're such a charming group. How could they not?
Yeah, you know,
it's all you, Mac.
There are a lot of groups like that on YouTube. That doesn't surprise me.
There are. I mean, and again, they're kind of fun to watch. Some of them, I'm like, I'm really enjoying this. I'm living vicariously through them. So, yeah. Then there's some ones that you kind of go, yeah. So.
Those can be entertaining in a different way.
Yeah. Drama llama watching.
You know what's kind of sad is I was listening to one of the people I know that's a creator, that's actually a game creator, out on that came into Columbus. She came in from, I think it was, she's based in Australia, I think. And she came into Columbus because Columbus had a big gaming thing going on about 2 weeks ago. Origins, I think, is the name of it. And unfortunately, she had one of the directors in the show manhandle her. And I'm just like, God, I mean, I get it. Some of the geek guys just don't get it. But I don't know. My mom would have slapped the taste out of my mouth for doing something like that. And again, my mom, loving woman, but if I ever did something inappropriate, I'd have gotten hit so hard, I'd wonder which week I'm in.
Yeah, if someone manhandled me, my mom would also slap the taste out of their mouth and out of the mouths of several generations of theirs.
Yeah, I hate to see it because there is such a neat infusion right now of female gamers that we haven't had since, forever. And this crap goes on, and it's like, I'm frustrated by it,
Well, yeah, there's an otherwise nice guy that I know that I work with, and I had a female coworker, a younger lady come over, and she's like, this is inappropriate, right? And I looked at the message he sent her, and I'm like, why did you think... Oh, God.
I know. You were going to say, Josh, too? You were kind of chiming in with it. Are you there, Josh? Go
ahead. I got distracted. I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know. I love how much our group is. I mean, even though we got some characters that are, like Damien, that are a bit of a flirt, it's not like anything that's inappropriate. And it's a character type of thing, but it's not necessarily like you play him inappropriately.
Yeah, you leave it to our imagination. It's like, we know where you're going. You don't have to spell it out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can be your character and not be, I don't get it. And I hear about so much of that, and thankfully, I've never experienced it as a GM, either way, because I wouldn't allow it. I mean, I would be all over the player that's being inappropriate. It just, yeah. You don't do that. And that's things I guess we're spoiled in that way sometimes. But man, it just made me mad. It literally did. Things in the week that you find out and you just kind of shake your head. And then I get so many DMs and GMs that say, "Well, I don't know why that occurs. I've never had that happen." I keep thinking, boy, be thankful you never did. Because it's getting, I mean, especially with the promoters of these shows, you hear about it from the cosplayers and everybody else, and they're getting harassed. And it's just like, come on.
And it's just, and it's just too bad because, I mean, this gaming platform has been pretty, I mean, famously male dominated.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so it's great that, that's becoming much more diverse than it used to be. Mm-hmm. But, it being male-dominated also means it has a lot of baggage from very misanthropic people.
Yeah, but...
And also, too, I think
who wouldn't know how to talk to a woman if they were thrown into a pack of feral wild women?
That's a good point.
Now, in all fairness, I'm not sure I would know how to handle it.
I don't think any of us would. I would be one of those...
I also say that in kind of reference to my own past because my mom had divorced my dad, not too long for any number of reasons. So, I mean, I grew up with my mom, my sister, and our very female cats. So I sometimes tell people I was raised by a pack of wild females.
Well, I mean, I had two older sisters, I do, and my mom, and all three of them drilled into me. You treat a woman with equal respect, and that's the way I came up. And I'm not saying, look, I mean, everybody's got hormones, but you don't let them run your mouth and your, everything. I can understand if somebody was 11 or 12. All right, that's before you kind of figure it out. But after that, you come to a point of going, when they're 35 years old and doing that kind of crap, I just want to just go up behind them.
It's like,
stop watching action movies for pickup tips.
Exactly.
And it's like, or like the guys who are like my age and older, who are like when I was younger and that's the way it was. It's like, well, yeah, you know what? It's possible to like listen and adjust a little bit. That's the one that always gets me. It's like, I was a lot more of a jerk when I was back then because we were all jerks back then. But you know what? It's not that hard to look around and go, oh, do that anymore.
Yeah.
Gee.
Wheaton's Law, don't be a dick,
Thank
even
you.
if you have one.
Yeah. Thank you. That is especially put. And again, I'm not saying that female gamers don't do it to each other too, but there's just anybody. It's like, come on.
Well, I mean, even you can move past the sexual stuff too, because I mean, I have had a bad female gamer or two. It was just that they were in the particular case I had. It's just like she was just like weirdly hostile toward some of my other players.
Yeah,
and there's always going to be other like weird things like that.
Yeah.
It's just my experience that with the bad women gamers, it's like down to their individual personalities.
Yeah.
Whereas with bad male gamers, there's a universal badness that is layered over the individual badness. You know what I mean? It's like they all have like certain universal bad traits.
It's like there's some sort of like gamer guy convention, aka most of them, that they go to, and they have to reinforce these ideas. It's like, have you ever tried talking to a girl about how we like to be treated? Just throwing it out there.
Yep.
Just throwing it out there. Maybe get a female perspective before you guys all in on a decision.
And that's a well-pointed point. And that's, we don't. I mean, sometimes it's like the mouth opens, the foot goes so far down the throat that you just can't extract it back out. And you're like, I've watched some guys, it's painful sometimes. I've watched guys with women, I went, oh my God, that's so painful to watch. And not that I wasn't there at like 17, 16,
Well, everybody can put their foot in their mouth, but it's
Yeah.
you just cut your losses and apologize.
Exactly. If you screwed up, I am so sorry for being a dillweed. And, I don't know what I was thinking that day. Maybe my brain went off into some other plane of existence and, didn't come back till well afterwards. And, yeah,
Like, if a geek guy really wanted to impress me, he'd be like, hey, girl, want me to go back to your place and fold all of your laundry? I'd be like, you, sir, know how to talk to a woman.
Yeah,
Exactly.
really.
Or how about
I've also been told that I have and am willing to share tacos is a popular one,
yes.
too.
or even I love the, hey, you know what? Let's go back to your place and I'll cook you dinner. It's like, really? Okay. And they can really cook. And
Even just, hi, what's your name? Or, okay,
I know, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea. The party will do that.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, the girl suggested it. It must be a stupid idea.
And not the whole, just because a female geek talks to me, she wants to be with me.
Yeah.
No, she's
Oh
just
my God.
talking with you. I love the one. Have you guys seen the what was the Darkness Rising ones? And they had them in there with the magic cards, and that gal came in. It was their version of magic, and they came in, and she sits down. They're all like catcalling, and I just wanted to just take the guys and just smack them around a few times.
Like, I was walking down the street, and a guy was like, hey, miss, you look nice today. And I'm like, thank you. He's like, do you want to be my wife? And I'm like, this ruined it. Like,
Yeah.
there were 10 seconds of that interaction.
Yeah, exactly. You started out so well. You were
I still laugh about it because I'm like, what is the end score here? What is your diplomacy check? What you have no ranks in this.
Exactly.
You know what that reminds me of?
Else.
It reminds me of that one episode of South Park when they first tried out, what was it, chat roulette or something?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
And it's like, oh, that guy's always pulling down his pants. All right, click. And
I love, Kim said it best one time. She goes, because she's had guys send her, friends of hers. Now, mind you, while I'm with her, old friends of hers send those kind of pics. And she goes, I'm sorry, honey, but I just got to say this. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. There is nothing attractive about it. And I just started busting out laughing. And I'm like, that is an honest woman's opinion right there. And probably 90% feel just the same way. That you're not doing anything to wow me by sending that.
Oh no, it's disgusting and also, perfect fodder for making fun of someone.
Exactly. It's
you
like,
show it to your tribe of wild feral women and you all cackle.
they all laugh. Exactly. The oddities are, wow, he was so nice to me. He didn't hit on me. He was just kind. He cooked dinner. What a nice guy. I mean, he had me play in the game, and I talked most of the time as a gamer in the game, and he talked very little over me or anything. Those are probably all the things that women are going, yes, finally, something decent.
Yeah, I was streaming one time, and I was having a pretty good interaction with, like, my one viewer who was a guy. Mm-hmm. And, he was getting ready, so he was leaving for some reason, and I was still playing, and so he leaves, and then he comes back, and he's like, oh, I meant to ask you a question. And I'm like, sure, go ahead. And he's like, what's your boob size? And I'm like, what happened? We talked for a full 45 minutes.
And now
any of this.
God,
Min, I am confusion. Explain.
So what you should have said is Nunya what? Nunya business, like The Rock says, Nunya
Right.
business. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, this generation has gotten worse, and I have a feeling that the guys in this generation have got a lot of growing because they have no filters. That's what's even worse. Our generation, even with geeks, sort of had filters, kind of. They weren't great filters, but they kind of worked once in a while.
well,
I don't know.
I'd like to think that the current information age has made more people better, but also highlighted the people who are absolutely awful.
I think that's what it's worth.
Maybe that's it.
That tends to be true. That tends to be true with like most things that make life seem terrible.
Yeah, both of my sons are so much better and more sophisticated and less of a caveman than I was at every stage. Now, some of that is an age thing because, I was relatively enlightened, but growing up in the 70s and 80s, it was just a less enlightened time, and I was, kind of on the cutting. I won't say I was like a saint by any stretch of the imagination, but I was reasonably cutting edge. But compared to them, and like I said, I adjusted my worldview as I grew older, and I raised them that way. But I think them and their friends were pretty good. But right. I think the ones who aren't are just, they're more visible, and they have. Whereas before, if you had no social skills, you were kind of cut off from the world and couldn't do anything. Now you can get on the internet and you can go to
put your earphones in
and all that kind of stuff.
Real quick.
Whoops. Make yourself known and obnoxious in a way you couldn't.
Like that incel group. Did you hear about them?
Yeah, I was getting ready to bring them up. Like my mind.
Like incel and Gamergate. All those things that would have never...
Please explain to me, incel guys. Yeah. Oh, hi!
Basically, people who can't think they ever get a... the word incel is...
involuntary celibate.
Yeah.
So, but again, these are guys who never...
It's going to get. Why not use these instead?
Like, I really want to understand how you can be so entitled, like how you can be so entitled and so enraged that because you are unsuccessful in relationships, it's the fault of an entire gender of humanity.
Oops.
I think the other thing about it is it makes
pull them all the way down.
What?
You find that community that you wouldn't have found years ago, and instead of getting out there and...
Well, that's what you're going to have.
You learn from failure in relationships.
There we go.
And so instead of going out and bombing out and having a bad relationship and going, well, gee, what did I do wrong, and trying again, you sit and you fester and you get online with all your horrible, awful virtual friends, and you just exacerbate it and make it worse. And instead of going out and doing things where you might actually meet somebody else and stuff like that, you sit and you poison each other's minds, and it feeds off of each other instead of focusing on, because periods in my life where it was like it'd be years between dates,
right,
and, and I think everybody has dry spells. Some of them aren't maybe as bad as mine were. Some of them are worse, but if you're,
I think you break up the point of stewing.
Right, you don't sit there and stew. You go out, you're doing things with your friends, and you're doing things, and you're doing things, a lot of times, like my D&D was a mixed group, and I wasn't dating any of the women in that group, but I was still interacting with nice women. And so I wasn't sitting there building up this resentment thing. All these, because I knew that, Kaylin and Jennifer were nice women, and they weren't women who were interested in me. And to be honest, I wasn't interested in them, but they were nice women. So I knew there were nice women out there, instead of sitting behind a typewriter going, all women are horrible bitches and they hate us and Chads are stealing all the good, all this crazy shit wasn't getting fed into my head. I was just like, eventually, I'm going to meet one of your friends, and they would invite me to party. We didn't play D&D. We'd go to parties, and they'd have their friends there, and blah blah blah. Eventually, what do you know? I go to a party, and there's this cute girl that I went to college with. I didn't really know I was there, and I talked to her, and we ended up getting married, and then of course ended up getting divorced. But yeah, still I got 11 good years.
It happens. It does.
I got 11 good years and 2 great kids. I mean,
yeah.
So, and if I'd been sitting around typing about how awful women were, I wouldn't have had any of those things.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's exactly what you got to do.
Well, and it's kind of funny because I think you're right that people will sit there and they will stew on how good or bad their life is, and then they just decide the heck with it. You know what? I'm not going to be nice. I'm not going to be respectful or whatever. Or they think I've gotten into this job and I've got the power to do as I please, and I've got my pick of the litter, and it irritates me because it's like, I don't know. The golden rule of treating people how you want to be treated, or even better, treat them how they want to be treated. People just don't take the time to get to know it or care. And
or worse yet, you'll get those incel people who won't say, things didn't go well that time, what can I do to improve? They'll go, no, it's their fault. They should be, falling head over heels for me.
Yeah, instead of getting out there and socializing and picking yourself up and brushing yourself off and all that kind of stuff, you get into that group where you just sit there and stew and have these bizarro.
Yeah,
that's what I was getting at earlier.
Yeah, so I was awful.
I don't know about the. I don't know if it's like if guys get subtly conditioned or pressured by society or whatever to think that they have to like control a situation. Like it's not them, it's the situation. If they just find some way to control the situation, it'll be better. I know for me, I feel like, okay, something didn't go right. Let me be introspective and figure out what I can do to change it. Exactly. I do find it's more liberating to know that I could try to do something. And I think a lot of women take it to the nth degree where it's like, you know what, this isn't your fault, so don't take full responsibility for it. But I think that's also part of the gap. Like,
just scored in the 95th minute.
So there you go. They'll make it through.
Well, not necessarily. They still have
a couple more.
South Korea.
Well, and I hear you on it. I mean, I think that it is liberating. One of the things that I've learned over time is that you can't control how others act, but you sure can control you. And by controlling you and by making you a better person, often you'll impact other people because you're dealing with you, and it's something unique. It's something that people normally don't see. I mean, it's kind of like for a while I was on a real kick about being political on social media, and I know it's a little bit off the track of what we're talking, but it's kind of similar in that sense. People would always get so filled with vitriol and just venom. And I've learned that, you know what? Social media changes no one. Social media only gets things out there, good, bad, or indifferent, fact-wise. And outside of that, even those, people will debate you to the nth degree. People don't want to take responsibility. And to me, that's sad, because you've now handed the world the ability to affect you. Whereas if you say, nope, you know what, I'm in control of me, I can control how I act, talk, how I am with people, how I react to them, it's empowering. It really is. It goes back to what you were saying, Adresti. It's empowering.
Yeah, but people just have to, like, sometimes they're not used to being introspective, and sometimes you think about stuff that really changes your world, and if you're not prepared for that, like, I don't know what I was doing. It was something about work, and there's like something that just dawned on me, and I was like, oh damn, I should be doing something different. But I had a buddy of mine who he was the son of a pastor. He went to seminary school, and